Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my rant video about all the reasons why I hate Microsoft Windows. So let's get started. I'm going to open up VirtualBox, which we'll be using for our Windows 10 installation. I am going to create a new virtual machine, some new virtual hardware. So let's name this Windows 10. Save it in my VirtualBox VMs folder, Microsoft Windows, Windows 10. That all looks good to me. I'm going to be doubling these specs, so let's put this at 4096. Okay, and we will definitely want to add a virtual hard disk. This will be an empty virtual hard disk. We will create one. VirtualBox is fine. And then we will dynamically allocate it because I'm not sure how much disk space I need. Okay, let's double this again to 100. And Windows 10 for the name is fine. Okay. So now we have some new virtual hardware created. I want to make a small modification in settings and then go to System, Processor. Let's give it some extra CPU power because I know Windows uses a bit of extra CPU power. So that's okay. So right now, hard drive is completely blank and there's no other storage on this machine. So let's start it up. And we will select a startup disk. So this is what we'll be loading the hard drive with, some installation media. So let's select my Windows 10 ISO, which is right here. And I will show you, oops, that's not what I meant to click. PowerShell. I will show you the hash for this file. This is the latest Windows 10 ISO from Microsoft. And there's the file hash in case you want to verify it. So that's the installation medium that I am using. Let's start. And I'm going to make this full screen. So we are loading the Windows ISO. All right, so let's begin. So English, United States, that looks okay to me. And we will install. Alright, so now I have to basically pay for Windows. I'm using Windows 10 Pro, which is their premium edition of Windows 10. And let's just take a look here. I'm going to open a web browser outside the VM. Let's look at Buy Windows 10 Pro. Okay, let's go to the Microsoft Store. And here we go. Oops. Add to cart. It costs $199, so basically $200 for this Windows 10 Pro license that I'm about to use. That's how much Microsoft thinks is worth, at least. So I have a Windows 10 product key, a valid Windows 10 product key. I'm going to enter that now. All right, so the product key is entered. For $200, I have Windows 10 Pro, so let's install that. And we will accept the license terms. Of course, I read all of this. And we are not upgrading, we are going to install from scratch. So let's click on this. And once again, our hard drive is empty. So we are using the installation medium that we already verified to load this empty drive. And we will begin installing Windows. This will take a while. Okay, so the files are just about finished transferring over. And we're just about done with this first step. And to finish, the PC needs to be rebooted. And we're starting up Windows again. This is still the setup phase. Getting devices ready. This step is really taking a while, but it finally finished. We're rebooting again. And now we can actually start configuring the device. I have to say this installation is very slow. I mean, I know it's virtualized hardware, but still I did double the specs. Alright, so region. Yes, we are in the United States. Keyboard layout is US, that's fine. And no, I don't want to add a second keyboard layout. It's getting started setting up the network, which we already have connected. It's looking for updates, which we will want to do again once we actually log into Windows. Okay, so now we have Windows 10 Pro, so we're asked to either set it up for an organization or for personal use. If you set it up for an organization, it says your organization will have full control over this device, so that's a little bit worrying, but I'm not part of an organization, so let's just set this up for personal use. So it's asking us to sign in with Microsoft. Let's just see for fun what happens if we click offline account. Now we can see it clearly wants us to sign in with a Microsoft account because it's saying that if we don't, we have a limited experience. So we can enjoy everything from games to Office to free cloud storage. Tools you love on your devices, get it now. All right, sounds great. Microsoft apps and services. All right, fine, Microsoft. Fine. Let's take a look at privacy. So this is a Microsoft privacy statement. Your privacy is very important to us. Okay. Let's just see this in a web browser. Microsoft privacy. All right, privacy.microsoft.com. Privacy at Microsoft, controlled by you. So it basically just goes through all the data that it collects. Web browsing, places you go, assisting you, fitness, advertisements, payment data, device sensors, online services, and all of their applications collect your data. So it's not much of a privacy statement, it's more like, well, we're collecting all of your data statement. So that's what this is referring to. And just to give you a sense of how long this privacy statement is, I mean, holy crap. I mean, nobody is reading all of this, and I'm sure there's a bunch of scary stuff in all of this fine print here. Okay, terms of use I'm not so worried about. So it's asking for email, phone, or Skype. Okay, so let's create an account. We're setting this up from scratch, so I'm not going to use an existing account. And we are also going to grab a new email address. You can also use a phone number. Okay, how about use Mac OS? Sounds reasonable to me. And that is actually available. All right, let's create a password. And it's asking us, I would like to receive information, tips, and other offers from Microsoft about their products and services. Of course, I'd love to have your spam mail, Microsoft. Okay, sounds good. For use macOS at outlook.com. Country and birth date. So I'm sure the birth date is for advertising. It's demographic data, which is probably why they're asking for that. All right, I'll enter in just a phony birth date. Let's see, January 1st. Let's go back a little bit, make it seem somewhat realistic. 2000, how about that? We're a nice round number. Okay, and we are in the United States. I'm not sure why it's asking us that again. We already said that like 3 times. Okay, now it's asking us for security info since we created a new account. We won't use it for spam. Okay. All right, I'll enter in my phone number. You can also use an email address, but that's my phone number in the United States. Okay. Okay, now it's asking us to create a PIN. So, what takes seconds to create and gives you a fast, secure sign-in? Okay, I'm really doubtful that a PIN would be more secure than a password or passphrase. And it stays off the web. Okay, I still don't believe it, but okay, fine. Well, Microsoft will create a PIN. Okay, I'll just create a 3-digit PIN here. Can include letters and symbols, but doesn't seem to be recommending doing so. Okay. Oh, it needs to be at least 4 characters long. Okay, fine. Just add a 9 at the end of it. Whatever. Okay, now we get into the fun stuff. So, activity history. Okay, Microsoft. So, we have a timeline of Windows features. So, across devices, so it includes information about what websites you browse, how you use apps and services, and it says it respects your privacy. I don't believe this, but okay, learn more. So, activity history and your privacy. So, keeps track of the things you do on your device. Sign in a Microsoft account. Microsoft uses your activity history. And yeah, it's a lot of privacy invasive stuff. Manage history and settings data. I'm not going to read all of this. Yeah, sure, Microsoft, fine. Activity history, I'll send you all of my data so I can switch devices. I mean, it's not like you even have any other devices that I could switch to, but okay. It's not like you have smartphones and tablets. All right. So, Microsoft may not have its own smartphone, but they want you to use your Android phone, not an iPhone. And they want to connect to Windows with your Android phone. I doubt this works very well, honestly, because they're made, I mean, one's made by Google, one's made by Microsoft. But fine, Microsoft, I'll give you my phone number. I mean, I already did, again, but I'll give it to you again. So if you do have an iPhone, it seems like you can just send web pages from your iPhone to your computer. So it's sending us a link basically to set up this cross-device system for photos, text notifications, and whatnot. Okay, let's send the link. All right, text sent, check your phone. I'm not going to check my phone on this video. That's kind of outside the scope. I'm just looking at Windows, but apparently the text was sent. I'm sure it was. Okay, let's click next. So back up your files with OneDrive, which is their cloud storage system. So peace of mind. Give us all of your desktop documents and pictures folders, and we'll keep them safe for you. And of course, only save files to this PC is kind of grayed out a little bit, so you don't see it so much. Privacy just brings you right back to Microsoft privacy statement, so that's not very useful. Okay, Microsoft, fine. I'll send you all of my data. And now here's where things get ridiculous. A lot of people don't realize that Windows doesn't come with Office, at least tech savvy. People that aren't tech savvy don't recognize that. So I guess Microsoft decided, let's put Office in with the installer. The thing is, I paid $200 for this Windows 10 Pro license, supposedly. And as I install this $200 operating system, it immediately prompts me to enter my credit card for a $100 a year reoccurring charge just so I can open up a Word document. I mean, this is so ridiculous. It's like downloadable content. It's like you get the game, you pay $60 for the game, but then if you want to get improvements to this very broken game, you need to subscribe for $100 a year, basically, for this downloadable content that keeps coming along to patch the game, basically. I mean, you get the latest versions of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, 1 terabyte of OneDrive cloud storage. You need a credit card. You get a 1-month free trial, of course, if you haven't used a credit card before, to sign up for a trial. And it's $100 afterwards. I mean, yeah. I'll show you what happens when I click next, but I can't even go along with it. This is so ridiculous. I'm not entering my credit card on something I already paid for. But let's just click yes. Let's just see what happens here. So we need a little bit more information. Okay, I'll enter my first name, last name. Okay, my email that I just created. And here we go. So add your credit card. So in the installer of my $200 operating system, it's asking me for a credit card for a reoccurring subscription to something that frankly should just be included with the installation. So let's go back here. I'm not entering my credit card on this video. That's just beyond ridiculous. So I am going to install Office though. I do have a product key for Office 2019 Professional, which is a very expensive edition of Office. It's not a subscription-based system though, but I do actually have a product key. So we will actually be installing Office, just not through this Office 365 subscription. So I'll click on this. Okay, so now Cortana, Microsoft's digital assistant. So in order for this Cortana digital assistant to work, of course, it needs all of your data. So personalized experience and relevant suggestions. Microsoft collects and uses information, your location history, contacts, voice input, speech, handwriting patterns, typing history, search history, calendar details, content and communication history from Microsoft services, messages, and apps. Holy shit, that is a lot of info. I mean, God, Microsoft. And of course, they're not going to use this for any nefarious purposes. Microsoft Edge, Cortana uses your browsing history. And yeah, you can change these choices later. I'm sure they don't make it easy to do. I mean, learn more. Let's see what happens here. Cortana is your personal assistant. Yeah, Cortana and the privacy statement, which is probably not much of a privacy statement, more just we collect everything statement. I mean, wow. That's a lot of info. Okay, Cortana, fine. I'll let you mine all of my data using your AI algorithms or whatever. Fine. And now we get to even more privacy settings. So Microsoft claims they put you in control of your privacy. But let's just see what happens if I try to turn all of this stuff off. It tries to talk me out of it, basically. It says, you don't know what you're doing. You don't want to disable these privacy settings. We want all of your data. So we're going to try to talk you out of it. I mean, just look at this. Not only is it all enabled by default, but okay, so let's see. We won't be able to use Diction or talk to Cortana. Windows won't be able to keep track of your device if you lose it. Well, that's a clever way of coming up for a reasoning why they need your location history. So improving language recognition. Number of ads you see won't change, but they may be less relevant to you. So there's advertising built in to this $200 operating system you paid for. And they're saying that no matter what privacy settings you choose, you're still going to receive advertisements. You won't be able to get location-based experiences. Send only data about this device. And the tips, ads, and recommendations you see will be more generic and less relevant. So basically, you can't opt out. You're just going to say you're going to get less relevant things, and you still have to trust them that they're actually going to live up to that. Let's learn more here. And now we just get insane amount of text for location. What else? Find my device, online speech recognition, diagnostics, and it just keeps on going. And going and going. I mean, just look at how long this is. Improve inking and typing. Advertising ID advertises built into your operating system. Windows Defender Smart Screen is the last one. I mean, that's just an insane amount of information to read through. And frankly, I don't need to read through it. I think this summary that you get is perfectly clear. Microsoft doesn't give a shit about your privacy or even your rights to have an operating system without advertisements in it. All right, Microsoft. All right, fine. Let's turn all of this on. You get all of my data. Let's see what they're saying now. How honest are they about how much data they're collecting with the default settings? So, use your voice. Send Microsoft your voice data, of course. Send Microsoft your location data. Send Microsoft typing data. Apps can use your advertisement ID built into Windows to offer personalized advertising. You get location-based experiences. Send all diagnostic data along with the websites you browse and how you use apps and features, plus additional information about device health, device activity, enhanced error reporting. And here's my favorite one, the tailored experiences. So let Microsoft offer you experiences based on the diagnostic data you've chosen. So basically they're admitting that your diagnostic data is not really diagnostic data because they're using it to tailor ads to you. I mean, tailored experience means personalized tips, ads, and recommendations to enhance, of course, this is a feature, Microsoft products and services to your needs. Yes, I'm sure Microsoft. And they even mentioned something about Windows Defender Smart Screen. We're going to look at that once we actually boot in or log into Windows. I mean, this is just an insane amount of data. We saw what happens when you turn this off. They try to talk you out of it. We saw the immense amount of information that they have when we clicked on this learn more. And yeah, we're just going to run with the defaults, Microsoft. We're going to let Microsoft collect everything about us. This is just crazy, but yeah. All right, we are going to accept, and we have everything enabled. Yes, we do. All right, Microsoft, I trust you. I just trust you, Microsoft. I'm just going to give you everything. I'm just going to say, you know what, you're not going to do anything nefarious with it, I'm sure. All right, and now, hello, Microsoft. Hello, Windows. We're getting everything ready for you. Okay, so now we're just about ready to log into the desktop. We just need to wait a few more minutes, and I'll be right back. This is my favorite. Leave everything to us. Yes, Microsoft, I'm leaving all of my privacy to you. And you're certainly not doing a very good job protecting it. Okay, we're almost there. And now we are launched into the desktop. We're looking for a display driver. Don't you just love when Windows installs all of these proprietary third-party drivers just in order to work? And we launched into the Edge browser, which is Microsoft's crappy browser that succeeds Microsoft Internet Explorer. And I had to change the name because, of course, nobody would use Internet Explorer. Welcome to Windows. So many possibilities. So, yeah, we can close out of this. And we get into Microsoft's news system for my city. Yeah, it's pretty silly. Okay, so now I'm going to start pushing back a little bit here. This has been pretty ridiculous. And yeah, Microsoft, I'm not using your crappy web browser. Let's install something decent here. And here we go. So Microsoft has their own search engine, Bing. Of course, as if they didn't collect enough data already, they're collecting all of your searches through their search engine. And here we go. Let's see what happens when I search Chrome. Promoted by Microsoft. Microsoft as recommended browser for Windows 10. It's already installed in your PC. They just don't give up, do they? All right. We're gonna still. I'm persisting here, Microsoft. I'm not putting up with your shit anymore. Let's get Chrome. Now let's run it. Should get a pop-up here pretty soon. And here we go. Let's close out of this web browser. Hopefully I don't have to see it again. And let's start the Chrome setup. Download is complete, and we're installing Chrome. All right, here we are in Chrome. Going to the welcome screen. All right, let's get started. Add bookmarks, that's fine. Background default, that's fine. Set Chrome as our default browser. Okay, that sounds reasonable. This is taking quite a while to load. I don't know why. Here we go. Microsoft Edge, recommended for Windows 10. This is an example of an advertisement within the operating system that you paid for. No, I want to use Google Chrome. They used to actually prompt you again, even after you selected Google Chrome. They prompted you again saying, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to use Edge? And they actually removed that recently, but wow, I mean, they really try to force this web browser on you because it collects all of your data and sends it to Microsoft. Of course they want you to use it. Chrome everywhere, sign in. No, I'm not going to do that. All right, so here we are in Chrome. Perfect. So that's the first step here. We're at the Windows desktop. We've installed it from scratch. So let's shut down for now. Let's go over here. Now, it used to be that these little icons here were all advertisements for Microsoft Store apps. But if I try to click on one, yeah, what's going on with my apps? It says that, you know, it's being installed or updated and be available soon, but I've tested this actually. They never come up. So I don't know if Microsoft, you know, learned their lesson and stopped displaying advertisements in the start menu, but these used to be advertisements, all these download icons, and they don't go away. They're always going to be little icons saying download. Even if I go to Microsoft Store and update all the apps, they'll still be here. So I'm just going to unpin all of these. Okay, and now we can click on the icon to shut down. Okay, so that's it. We're back to the VirtualBox, and we are going to take a snapshot. Snapshot 1. Actually, let's name this installed Windows right, sounds good to me. And I will see you in the next part.